Do you realize that you have the most beautiful face? That's right, friends. I am the man you may know as Z from Our Reviews Will Kill You. And I'm here to talk about Clayface because, my God, that is horrifying. This is terrifying. We're going to take a look at it. We're going to break it down a little bit. Just to give you an idea, I just didn't think it was possible. Let's just fix this camera here. To pull this off. I know we all like we've seen the Joker, and some of us like the Joker, some of us hate the Joker. We definitely all hate Joker 2. Something whatever it was called. Nobody cares because nobody watched it. It was not good. It was terrible. But now, I just didn't think they could pull this off. But let's just look at the teaser. It's only a minute long, and that's all I need to be into this. I love me some body horror. That's for sure. And this goes hard. This goes real hard in the paint, friends. Real hard in the paint. Let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger for everybody. Default. Nope. Why is this not like a good view for everybody? There we go. So it starts off, and for those of you who don't know, obviously Clayface, Batman villain, and most villains are a mirror reflection of Batman in some way. So what you have is this, like the Joker is really a mirror to Batman. What Batman stands for, the Joker is the opposite. And in a lot of cases, or they're his shortcomings, his fears. You get Scarecrow, kind of a reflection of Batman's fears. Clayface is different, though, because in the animated series, they really did justice through Clayface to give him this almost anti-hero status where he's kind of a victim of his circumstances and put into a position where his own ambitions are what do him in and his own vanity. So it's interesting. We'll see how they take on this. And the backstory on it's pretty cool. But let's just take a look at the teaser and see what we can see. This is horrifying, though. And they do like a version of that Flaming Lips song. And it's just like a slow pan in on this dude's horrifically scarred face. And, he's this, pretty actor, talented, looking to do more with his acting ability. And what a great teaser. This is absolutely, I'm all in, man. I wasn't in before, and I do love me some David Cronenberg, and I love me some body horror, so I'm all in. I'm a horror connoisseur. Mwah! Chef's kiss to this. I'm just telling you, folks. I'm seeing this, and I'm going. This is good. And James Gunn had nothing to do with this, by the way. So we got the slow pan in, a couple of flashbacks. This guy looks horrific. This is, and it's 100%. It's got to be R-rated. And look at his face is slightly melting there as he walks by. He's look at his face melts again. It's amazing. This could be body horror on a level that maybe we haven't seen. We got to look. I guess this is the Narrows. That's kind of cool from Batman, right? And what I'm trying to point out is that most of Batman's villains don't work without Batman. In this case, his origin story might work without Batman. Because the Joker wouldn't exist without Batman. But Matt Hagen already existed. He had a life that he's chasing to get back to. So there's a possibility that this works out really good. The color looks amazing. That's Amusement Row. So we're getting a lot of really interesting stuff from Batman lore. look. What's this? This is cool. Where I guess they're showing him the technology where he could reform his face. You know, he can remold it. So he works with a scientist who's going to fix his face, and it don't turn out so good. It's going to open in October, and it's cool too because it looks like it could be part of like the Batman Begins, the Nolan trilogy, where you got the bridges into and the ferries. Yeah, it's like subtle nods to the Heath Ledger Joker. He meets the scientist. Maybe that's his girlfriend. I don't know. And then it's just wild. Gotham Police. Oh, and they did a really good job with the Penguin, and that had nothing to do with James Gunn. So I think the Penguin existing, he's just a mafiosa. This is different. Again, he's an actor who is just trying to get back to his normal life. There's one really cool scene. I mean, they're going to go full horror here. I do love this as well, where you see him and he just molds his face into nothing. So it's going to be an October release, right in time for horror. Clayface. I've always loved Clayface's story, especially in Batman the Animated Series. I'm trying to find, there's this one shot of his shadow against the wall. I don't know if I can find it. There it is, where he's clearly turning into the Clayface that we all know and love. And there's just so many good stories that you can do with Clayface. And obviously his origin's very cool. I'm in, people. I'm in. I can't tell you, I'm not just here to rip everything. I am here to, when I see something good. Now, here's the funny part. First of all, let's look at this. Tom Rhys Harries. Don't know him at all. Never heard of him before. You may know him from such films as White Lines, a TV series, The Gentleman, Suspicion. So very smart, not paying. He was in Doctor Who. You're not paying a lot of money for this actor, and he looks great. He looks like a handsome man trying to be the top actor he can be, right? And then the Clayface teaser on Hollywood Reporter, which we're looking at, R-rated body horror film. And it's described as pure horror by James Gunn. James Gunn needs to watch his mouth and shut up sometimes. Folie à Deux, is that the horrible Joker one that we never wanted to see that showed up? All right, well, he's an up-and-coming actor whose face is disfigured by a gangster. And as a last resort, he turns to a scientist who transforms his body into clay. It's from the director of Speak No Evil. All right, that's cool. And based on a script by Mike Flanagan, who you may know from Dr. Sleep and a bunch of other things that people like on Netflix. James Gunn told reporters, shut up, James Gunn. He had no plans to make a Clayface movie, but then Flanagan turned in a script that's one of the best scripts that we've read. Shut up, bro. Like Todd Phillips, they're just trying. You were gonna do this no matter what. This has been on the docket since before James Gunn joined. So I don't understand why he's being such a clown about this. You should say, look, we had some really talented people come forward and do a really interesting movie, and we think there's a space for this that we could explore, especially with an origin story. Let's just do it. Joker was considered part of the, I don't know what they consider Joker. It's definitely going to carry an R rating. You can't show a trailer like that and it not be rated R. It's going to be a true psychological. If their budget was the same as the Joker, which is like $45 million, the first movie, the second movie was ridiculous. It was like $150 million, and Supergirl's going to bomb. So this is going to hit this year. I think we have this could be a winner. Again, if it makes $300 million, just based off of, a little bit of Batman advertising and the fact that it looks really interesting, it's a win. And this is where studios need to go, is with these smaller budget, more effective movies, just killing it with something that looks intriguing, with different actors that we've never seen, smaller budgets. You could do this, folks. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Have you checked out the teaser? Are you interested? Do you think there's a future for this kind of thing? I don't want to see every single... I don't need... I'm trying to think of a villain. I don't know. They've done everything every which way north of Sunday, but like I said, you've got Clayface, who's not super well known, but Clayface gave some of the most compelling stories. I remember there was a story in one of the animated shows where Clayface, a piece of him broke off and had its own sentience and became friends with Robin and was trying to escape Clayface. And Clayface was determined to reabsorb the piece that he lost. And it was just a really interesting story about Robin's compassion. And it was one of the only stories where I thought Robin was actually interesting. I forget which animated series it was in, but there's always a good Clayface story in there somewhere. This looks interesting. I'm in it. Let's get it. Let's do it. Let's support it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let's think about it. I'm very happy that you watched this video. I love all y'all. But I'm on to the next one.
Thanks for catching the video. Be sure to join our channel to get the education you deserve. Make sure you check out our shorts, live streams, and catch us on all the socials. Don't forget to like and subscribe.